Hey guys, it's Aaron the Ho from Mobile Reviews 8.c, and today we're going to do a review of the Sleek Pong Radiation Case for the iPhone 6. Yes, I said the word radiation and iPhone. The Pong Radiation Case is a very unique case because it has an antenna built into the case that's supposed to deal with cell phone radiation. That's a pretty cool feature, but whether or not that's something you care about, the actual case portion of this Pong Radiation Case is very, very solid. I'm a big fan of it. Based on my time with the case, I've given it a score of 4.5 A's out of 5. This means that this case is one of the higher rated cases that I've reviewed, but I'm not sure that I'm going to go out of my way to recommend it. I don't really have a case that I can compare the antenna portion to. I've got cases that reduce signal strength, but nothing that supposedly increases it. If you're looking for something that's droppable and sleek as well, do check out the Griffin Identity. The Identity is a little bigger, this thing's a little heavier, but that's probably the closest I've got in terms of size comparisons. If you need other cases that are much bigger but still kind of slim and droppable, do check out that comparison tool on my website. Links are in the eye or in the description section below.
Real usage, real reviews. Mobile Reviews A.ca.
Now, Mobile Reviews A.ca, we base everything we do on real usage. There's a scratch on my iPhone, I just noticed. And so when there's a case that says it deals with radiation, the first thing that comes to my mind is fallout, as well as the F-ray from Futurama. Now, my usage didn't involve walking around a nuclear wasteland with Monty or irradiating my sperm, but I did spend several hours wandering the bowels of my local mall hunting for cell phone dead spots to see if the Pong Radiation Case really worked. Now, before I get to the radiation antenna part of the case, I'm going to quickly go through the normal parts of the case. In terms of design, the Pong Radiation Case is thin and rigid, which is something I really like. It doesn't add a lot of bulk to your iPhone and feels really solid. The edges are far enough away to use screen protectors with the case, and after spending several weeks in my wife's purse and through my journal usage, the case looks pretty good. The entire back of the case is covered with a soft feeling rubber texture that allows you to really grip the iPhone easily. The pattern on the back of the iPhone also adds to that increased grippiness. I will note that it is a little tougher to take off. In terms of protection, the sleek version of the case is drop rated as 4 feet and has decent edges along the long side of the iPhone. The short sides of the case don't protrude far out enough in my opinion, but it will still keep the iPhone off a completely flat surface. There are no unnecessary cutouts on the case and the edges are quite rigid, so you don't have to worry about dust and debris getting caught between your iPhone and the case. In terms of accessing your iPhone inside the case, there are no issues whatsoever. With cases that actually have pieces of metal in them, we try to determine what kind of signal attenuation occurs with them, but we'll get to that in a second. That's the case review for the Sleek Pong Radiation Case. I do have to thank you guys for voting up this case on my ranker tool. That tool just gives me a good idea of what you guys want to see next. Also, I post questions on Facebook and Twitter as well as Instagram to see what you guys want to know specifically about the case, and Chris V mentioned that he just wanted to know if it worked, and the too long didn't watch version is that I really don't know, but let's get to that right now. Now, the most unique part of the Pong case is the micro-thin gold antenna that redirects cell phone radiation away from you. On the box, there are 3 claims. The first says that it reduces exposure to harmful cell phone radiation by 89%. Secondly, it says that the redirected radiation pushes it away from your body, increasing the transmittal signal up to 75%. Because of the increased transmitted signal, you can stay connected further from the cell phone tower, which is a third thing. Now, those are pretty big claims, and really, how would a normal person like me be able to see if those claims are true? So again, my reviews are based on real uses, so I spent quite a bit of time trying to figure out how to test things. With the radiation protection, I disabled the safety feature on my microwave and tested to see if the case would protect my little men. No, I didn't do that. That would be so stupid. I'll admit it, I have no way of verifying the harmful cell phone radiation claim, though Pong and Wired did do an experiment back in 2009, so there is quite a bit of truth to the claim, and I guess the experiment also verifies that radiation is also pushed away from your body. But again, normal individual, how am I supposed to test it? I tried to do it with egg whites, and it didn't do anything. Now, the last claim, which says that you can stay connected further away from the cell tower, is one that I actually could try. I went to my local mall and found a bunch of dead spots in the lower floors and watched the top of my iPhone for signal loss. Once I found one, I'd wait, pop the Pong case on, and wait even longer to see if the signal will come back, and it never did. After about a dozen attempts, I just kind of gave up. I don't think anything that I've said in the last minute really shows the frustration that I have in trying to test this case. It says it does all these things. It says it's supposed to be better for you, but there's really no way for me to find out. And that's kind of why I wouldn't go out of my way to recommend this case. As a slim, tough case, it's a very nice case. But as a case that protects against harmful cell phone radiation, I don't know. So here is a logical failure in my head. So I put a Pong case on my iPhone. Yay, cell phone radiation is being pushed this way. Cell phone radiation now is being pushed into my head. That's no good. But what happens if I have a tablet that has a data plan with it? Cell phone radiation's going everywhere, so I'm screwed either way. What happens if I have two phones? I need to get a Pong case for every one of my devices. Seems a little expensive. How about if I get a new car nowadays? It comes with a 4G radio. There's cell phone radiation everywhere. And I don't really think that's probably my biggest problem with the car having the cell phone radiation stuff. But let me ask you this. What happens when you're standing here and you're doing stuff on your iPhone and some other guy comes with the Pong case and he's pointing it towards you? You get all his extra radiation. That's almost as bad as secondhand smoke, except for the guy who's doing, I guess, the smoking, in this case, isn't getting any of the good stuff or the bad stuff that's gonna kill him eventually. It all goes to me. So that's all I got for this case. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. You can find me on Google+, Twitter, as well as Facebook. I gotta give props to Pong for sending me the case to review. As a case, again, great. As a cell phone radiation protector, I'm unsure. I'm sure it does work, but I didn't come across anything that would solidly define that claim. So, all right, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. So as a side story, as I was walking in the mall trying to find out the dead spots, I went to my service provider, which is Fido Rogers in Canada, and I was just like, is there any dead spots in the mall? And the guys at the desk were like, oh no, there's no dead spots. There's weaker receptions over there, but there's no dead spots in the mall. And I went to Bell or a Telus or basically a competitor, and they're like, go there, 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 and there. And they were so very happy to tell me exactly where the dead spots were. It was actually kind of funny.